Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in to another live. Today, we're going to be talking about the role of the realtor from search to settlement, the realtor's role in your home buying journey. And it is far and wide. It can be very, very depending on your realtor and their particular way of doing business. But I today am your guide through the maze. I am your realtor, Hugo, licensed in Maryland with Long and Foster, North Potomac, Rockville. My name is Hugo Quintanilla. And yeah, thank you for joining me. Let's hop into another live. And today, number one, understanding buyers' needs. Realtors begin by understanding the buyer's needs, preferences, budgets, and desired location to tailor their search for the perfect home. We ask more questions than, hopefully we're talking and hopefully we're really listening to what it is that you're asking us to bring to fruition and to bring to reality. Not again, let me, specify that not every realtor is like this, but I like to really ask a lot of questions so that I don't have a lot of uncertainty in what I'm looking for. Now, number two, market knowledge. Realtors, they bring invaluable insight into local real estate market trends, property values. Hey, buddy. Property values and neighborhood dynamics, guiding buyers to make informed decisions. I always suggest, even though I would love to do your business, I always suggest that you work with a realtor that is licensed in your particular area, in your local market. More than anything, it's because they know the specific ins and outs of their particular area and the communities that might have the most opportunities and available properties. They might have some insight that I possibly cannot have because I specialize in Montgomery County. I, a good realtor, I feel like, specializes in their certain area, and they can spend their time on a large area, on a very small area. So you just have to understand what type of realtor you're working with. Are they a type of realtor that covers a large area, or a type of realtor that covers a smaller area? Number three, property sourcing. Realtors use this extensive network and access to multiple listing services, MLS, to find the properties to match the buyer's criteria, some which may not be publicly listed. Realtors have private exclusives, which are brokeraged only within their brokerage listings that can be sold to other agents in the same brokerage to their clients. We have a level of exclusivity there, and private exclusives can give a cutting edge in a market when there's a lot of competition and you have very few homes. Now, the other thing too with the MLS, the multiple list server, is that we have this service that allows us to list these properties for cooperation. And it opens up the market to more clients. It opens up the market to a bigger pool of buyers. And that's what we really want. That's what drives prices up, is being able to open up the property to the most eyes possible and marketing it well enough that they all come by and see it, they all fall in love with it, and they all want to buy it. We all know that not all of them will own it. There will only be one, but we can stack the offers and try to get you the best one possible. It's all about being fair too. A lot of people feel that, listing agents are unethical. A good realtor should be fair in how they treat multiple offers, and it should be a very clear cut process. But we can talk about that another day. Number four, scheduling showings. Realtors arrange property showings, coordinating with coordinating with seller agents and homeowners to schedule visits at convenient times. We have a series of different systems that we can use in applications, from Century Locks to Showtime to our own, calling, where we can reserve these properties for you and see them at your own time, at your own leisure, and we can talk about them. We can do a tour of a few different properties and we can get a feel for different neighborhoods. We could take some time and really make this an experience, because more than anything, getting to know your new home is the most important thing. And scheduling showings is probably the most common thing that realtors are known for, but it's still essential to the job. Even if during the lockdown you had realtors opening up doors and doing private showings with virtual tours and phones, so we're still seeing more of that, and it's all expanding, of course, with AI. But scheduling showings is still part of what a realtor's job is in the home buying process. Number five, evaluating properties during home showings. Realtors help buyers assess the property's condition, pointing out both positive aspects and potential concerns. Now, this is again a point of contention. This is what I do. I don't mind telling you what's wrong with a place. I have talked people out of buying places because I think it's good business to have you buy a home that you're happy with and you love, and that you want to call me and say, hey, thank you for doing this. Thank you for helping us. Thank you for getting me there. I understand the school of thought that thinks like, hey, get them into the home. They can figure it out later. They can make it better. I get that. Um, I guess priorities. And that's why I like to understand the client better, so that at the end of the day, that's what I'm working for, the client. It's not about the money. It's about making sure that they get something that they want. That's why communication is key with a realtor. If you have good trust and good communication, you will have a realtor for life. You won't need to look anywhere else for anyone else. But trust can be broken very quickly. So make sure that you have good communication with your realtor and that you feel like they're working for you. That's the most important thing. Number six, negotiations. Realtors negotiate on behalf of the buyer to secure the best possible price and terms, leveraging their expertise and market knowledge. All realtors are not the same. They are not licensed the same. They're not designated the same. They're not certified the same. Now, are there realtors with tons of experience? Yes. Are there realtors with very little experience? Yes. Every realtor is different. If you just so happen to be a family member that lets your realtor cousin sell your home, that's very nice of you, but you are putting yourself at risk if that is their first transaction. It's just, unless they have a proper mentor that is guiding them through the process, there's a lot of stuff that could go wrong. Now, hopefully it doesn't go that way. Hopefully it's, all on the up and up and positive, but you hate to see it. And when it happens, it really can be devastating to a family to have that happen. Because at the end of the day, you hate to see a relationship fade away because of a few poor decisions. And, you know, we want to plan for the best. We expect the best and we want to plan for the best. When stuff like that happens, it's so out of left field sometimes. So negotiations really rely on expertise. They rely on knowing the contract, knowing what you offered, knowing what you can and cannot do. One of the biggest things I will say about negotiations is that the buyer needs to know what they can and cannot do, because the buyer's the one negotiating. I am not the one negotiating. I am merely trying to obtain the things that the buyer would like. So with negotiating the end result in their favor, we might not get everything. But at the end of the day, I'm tasked with making the attempt to get that meeting of the minds, to get that deal done and make it a win-win for everyone. At least that's the way I was trained. And there are a lot of different things that you can do to negotiate, a lot of the different things you can offer in your offer. I've heard crazy things from, food, moving packages, to, the more traditional things like contingencies. But at the end of the day, I'm here to get the job done. And just let me know what you want to do, which home you like, and we'll go after it. We'll, you know, pour our 100 into it so that there isn't a shadow of a doubt that we tried. And 9 times out of 10, when you put so much effort and you plan accordingly, it works out. It's just one of those things that you have the follow through, and it just ends up happening in time and on the perfect timing too. Number 7, navigating paperwork. Realtors assist with complex paperwork involved in real estate transactions, ensuring that all documents are correctly completed and filed. Actually, just became before I went live, I got a DocuSign for um, a property. It's it's midnight when I got this thing, so it's part of the job, collecting these papers, making sure that it's all being kept secure, making sure that your information's secure, making sure that, someone's got to do it. And at the end of the day, there still hasn't been an AI that can polish that off yet in a reliable fashion. Knock on wood. I really slow down with that, guys. Come on. Number 8, connecting with professionals. Realtors often have a network of trusted professionals such as mortgage brokers, home inspectors, and attorneys whom they recommend to facilitate various aspects of the home buying process. You have seen me bring on Eric, you've seen me bring on other mortgage brokers. We could bring on more people, but really at the end of the day, there is a you guys don't know what a Rolodex is. There is a phone book full of people that you can call, that I know, that we can call, that I know, that we can talk to, use their expertise on, get their help with. Because at the end of the day, it's about getting you the right information when you need it. And I like to prepare my clients. I like to be as transparent as possible, and as authentic as possible, and let you know, hey, this is how I feel about this. In my opinion, this is what it is. Yes, might that not be the best, I like to sleep happy and like to sleep at peace knowing that you purchased a home that you liked at a price that you liked. I know that's difficult nowadays, but it's very different when you know what you're getting into, the challenges that we faced together, you saw it happen, versus just taking my word for it. There's always this thing of like, hey, did I leave money on the table, did I pay too much? But I think when people talk to me and they see the numbers, they see when we go out there, very quickly they realize that there isn't really a narrative or any spin that I'm trying to add to this thing. I'm more than anything else trying to communicate the information to them in a way that is reliable and trustworthy. I try to get them the information that matters. And there are so many things that some of these homes might have that a home buyer might not know about. And a realtor can help you in avoid some of those pitfalls and try to make the most out of your investment. Because more than anything else, getting the property can be tough, but keeping the property and um, building equity in the property, making good choices in the property are all things that a realtor can help you out later on, especially if you build good rapport. Remember, we find a good realtor, we want to keep them for life. So, number 9, closing assistance. Realtors guide buyers through the closing process, helping to coordinate between various parties, involving ensuring that everything proceeds smoothly. With the last few details that come with a contract, there is always the delay of maybe some paperwork. So realtors can help communicate that, can help make it less scary, can help get it all resolved as soon as possible so that the transaction can go off without a hitch and as smoothly as possible. The only reason why transactions are delayed is because people delay transactions and paperwork. So when you're asked something, when someone asks you, hey, we need X paper, we need this signature, get it to them as soon as possible. It's not really something that can wait a full 8 hours, because time is of the essence. And if the deal's going to happen, great. If it's not, really at that point, we need to know, because there's this whole other implication that goes on with the earnest money deposit at that point. There are some points in the transaction you can get out of the transaction legally, so to speak, with protection. But at a certain point, it's the point of no return, and it becomes contentious. And we don't want that. We don't want to put you in jeopardy of losing a security deposit, an earnest money deposit, and we don't want to have that hassle or that shadow over your home buying process. We want to make it smooth, and we want to make you go in on a deal that you're going to get on a home that you love. And the last one for tonight is going to be post sale support. Even after the sale is complete, realtors often remain valuable to answer questions, providing ongoing support and advice as buyer settles into their new homes. I can't tell you how many times I've been called, and years later, I'm still getting calls. 4 or 5 years later, I've been in the business 6 years. I'm still having clients from my first year in real estate in 2018 call me and ask me my advice, ask, what I've been up to. We talk, we chit chat. Sometimes, they ask me more questions on the scope of real estate, but really, real estate is but one component of financial wealth and financial stability and financial literacy. So when people come to me, I try not to shun them away, because I know that it all works together. Real estate is part of a machine that works inside of their lives. So sometimes they're just questions I can answer. Sometimes they're just things that I know that might be applicable to your situation. So, with the permission of some clients in the future, I will be sharing a lot more of those little tidbits. But at the end of the day, every case is different. So, work with a realtor you trust, get to know them. It might be something that takes a few years. Be honest with them, be transparent, and work with someone, because the amount of risk that you could undertake by going at it alone, and the amount of money that you couldn't lose by going at it alone, it's too much. It's way too much. Buying a home is already expensive enough. I've been trying to compile some information about, just bad real estate stories and bad home purchases where people have really bought bad deals. But more than anything, it's difficult, because there are certain things that it's the cost of home ownership, and you can't expect everything. You can't expect sometimes things to be perfect, and working with things, understanding that real estate things are fixable, is a huge mindset shift, because you become unstoppable. Real estate and real estate people are some of the most genius people I've ever met. They are truly unstoppable. When they want to do something, they can make it happen. It is amazing. I've seen deals happen that I would have never thought would go down. I've seen things change that I never thought would change. But more than ever, use their expertise, because there are tons of realtors that can bring their knowledge to your equation and make you a more prosperous person. So, if you're just joining us today, we were talking about the realtors role in the home buying journey, from search to settlement, the realtor's role in your home journey. And the 10 items for tonight were: one, understand the buyer's needs; two, have market knowledge; three, property sourcing from the MLS and private exclusives; number four, schedule showings; number five, evaluate properties; number six, negotiate in your favor; number seven, navigate paperwork; number eight, connect with other professionals in your favor; number nine, help you with closing cost; and number 10, post sale support. The realtor's role is a big one. I know a lot of my colleagues will say that we're therapists, we're mind readers, we're a little bit of everything. But at the end of the day, realtors have carved out a very important role in the real estate industry. And to be honest, I wouldn't have it any other way. It's not because I'm a realtor, but I think there should be someone, there should be a professional doing this. And a lawyer is very expensive. So the next best thing is someone like me, a licensed realtor in Maryland with Long and Foster, North Potomac, Rockville. If you have any questions about real estate, buying, selling, leasing, or investing, feel free and reach out and let me know. Like I said, I'm stay in touch with people. People ask me questions all the time. There's no commitment, but please consider me as a serious choice for your real estate needs, because more than anything else, you know that I'll get you the information that you need and work for you. So my phone number, 240-389-4846. Again, that's 240-389-4846. My email, hugo@lnf.com. And my website, yourrealtorhugo.com. Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. Tomorrow, we will be talking about another topic in the home buying process. It's actually going to be decoding real estate listings, what you need to know. So stay tuned. Also, I'll let you guys privy, because you guys are, tuning in the middle of the night. I will be doing an open house during open house weekend. So stay tuned on the location and the day. And yeah, I am very excited. And I hope that you all have a great evening. I will see you all tomorrow. And thank you for tuning in. Take care.